Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. I hope that you can all hear me just fine. I'm going to wait another moment, but I wanted to make sure that you could see me, hear me, all that good stuff. So if anybody can't hear me right now, let me know. Also, I'm my own audio technician and video technician here today. So I apologize. I'm going to have to probably move the screen a little here and there to match what I am doing in class today. So I'll just wait another moment. The shirt is crooked, but I can't figure out. There we go. I don't know if I will ever get used to this live stuff. So, good morning. If you're just coming on, I definitely wanted to make sure that you all had some kind of a strap or a belt, or I have a yoga strap. We'll be doing some leg work, some hamstring work today. So I believe I am live. I said live. So got a few on. Anybody just want to make a quick comment in the comment section to make sure they can hear me just fine? That the sound is okay, that the music in the background is okay, that the lighting is okay. You are live. Hey, Carla. Yay. Good. So, good morning. I think I'll just start. I know there's people who are getting ready to probably get in line soon for the market. It's another cold, rainy day. We had a couple of beautiful days here in the mountains, and it was so lovely. But it looks like this week is it's bound to rain. So the practice today I'm going to do will be a little bit more invigorating with some breath work and some movement, but the movement will be sitting down, just to kind of get any congestion, anything that doesn't feel like any stuffiness. We're going to do a little bit of work like that this morning, and then we're going to work on some hamstring stretches, and we got 45 minutes, so we got lots to do. Let me just make sure you can't hear the music. Lighting is great. Okay, well, the music's really kind of light because I don't have it on a little bit more, if you can hear that. Thank you, Patrick. Okay. So exciting. I have posted a couple other videos in the last few weeks. I hope you were able to catch those as well. And we're just going to have such a great inventory of videos with this new pandemic that Body and Soul participants and volunteers will be able to access. So that's really, that part is wonderful. So I invite you all to get comfortable in a seated position. I have a bolster that I'm sitting on so it can prop up my hips a little bit so it's more comfortable on my back. And standing nice and tall in the spine. What I mean by that is as you're standing tall in that spine, you can really feel like the vertebra, kind of each vertebra space lifting, lifting, lifting. And with that, the chest will lift up a little bit more. And I actually find, this is a new technique that I've been doing with meditation, is when you place your hands kind of at that hip crease, so you can see my hands, right at that hip crease, kind of where the pelvis is, It allows for your shoulders to set back a bit, and almost I don't want to say forces because that's not the word I'm looking for, but it brings mindfulness to your spine, and it almost also allows the chest to lift up too. So I found this to be like kind of magical when I'm meditating, because after a while I tend to be like, you know, and this really allows that opportunity to create some breath, some nice deeper breathing, and to have a nice strong spine. We got to work on strengthening our spine, not only as we age, but as we meditate and as we sit. It's really important to keep the muscles in the back strong and in our core. So I welcome you to Danielle Sangita's yoga class. I don't know about you all, but found this last week to be a fairly challenging week. I think on many levels, but I do believe that just being kind of in our space, our own space with our family, or just in this new norm, it was a challenging week to, I think I was ready to kind of bust out and get back to normal, and just the realization that normal is, it's different. And so as we go through these emotions, and as we go through boy, this is wonderful, we get to kind of go and be introspective to gosh, I just want to go to a store and not have to worry about a mask and sanitizer, and just like we were doing before. You just have to ride those waves. And those waves can be a few days long. It could be a couple of minutes of just like this kind of like anger or resistance, or even the sadness of what we had and now what we have presently. But to be in that, it's okay. Now, it's not necessarily okay to sit in it for days and days and ruminate on it, but it's okay to honor those feelings and like be present with it and say, I see you and I feel you, and then trying to work with maybe an exhale to let it go and to release. But it's a deep time right now, and those emotions might take longer, and they're deeper than maybe we had hoped. But I think through yoga and breath work and meditation is always wonderful. So forgetting that we are shorter on time, let's start. So I'd like to do first is just bring your arms into like, I call this cactus arms. I'm going to step back just a little bit more. And we're going to do a little bit of some warming up the torso, warming up the muscles. So you can go as fast or as slow as you want, but there's going to be a natural inhale and kind of a natural exhale. But on the exhale, I want you to almost like pump it out through the nose. So I'll show you and then you follow. So it'll be like kind of like an inhale. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm really like kind of. So have some tissue available, because this will help with some congestion. Now you may want to take it a little faster. Okay, so, and then you want to slow it down when you stop. So that was just a model of it, and we'll do it together. Again, make sure you have a little tissue handy, because if you have some congestion or some sinus congestion, it will definitely purify. This is more of a purifying breath work to help in this damp, cold, rainy kind of day. So let's try that, if you will. Now, if that gets too much and you get really dizzy by doing this, then keep the core center, keep the head center, and then you can just work on like kind of slowly moving the body, but you're not moving the central line. That makes sense. So play with that. Go slow if you get a little bit dizzy. If you feel like you're a little lethargic this morning or just kind of cocooning and you need to energize, then try to work at a deeper level. So let's begin. Let's do 3, 2, 1, and begin to slow down. Good. And then rest your hands. If you're doing this in the chair, just rest in the chair. And then you can always bring your legs out kind of in that chair. If you're seated, bring your legs straight out. Bring the arms up overhead. And then exhale, just fold forward for a nice little stretch in the spine. Let's do that again. So we're going to inhale and we're going to exhale. Soften the eyes and do 2 more rounds of this. I'm going to bring this back further so you can see my legs. Don't worry about trying to reach your toes. This is just warming up the spine. So if you are seated and you need to bend your knees, do that. You want to lead more with the belly. And then soften. And let's try one more. Inhale so the legs are out long. Exhale, fold forward, bend at the knees a little bit. Let the spine soften into this form. Let the belly come out first. When the belly leads, the rest will follow. And then slowly come back up. And if you are seated, you can just jiggle your legs for a moment. Just jiggle the legs. Get some prana in there, get some vitality. Sorry, I have to move this. There we go. That's so much better. There we go. Takes a few minutes. Good. If you're in a seated position, you can just kind of do some of this, just waking up the lower extremities towards the heart. For some reason, I am frozen. Can everybody still see me? And we're going to come back into a nice seated position. I'm frozen on the screen. I don't know if that means I am frozen in the class. Can anybody share that with me?